friends, there's just 243 days until Christmas 2021. And Melon just said that we're already live. So I'm going to try a little refresh here. If it bombs, I'll be back. So just Okay, did that fix anything? I don't know. So hey, we've got a little craziness going on here at the house today. There hasn't been a ton of Star Wars news over the last 24 hours. We are expecting more Kenobi footage anytime now. So it could be today, it could be tomorrow, who knows? And we're gonna keep the Twitter open. We're going to look for all of that. We'll kind of keep aware of what's going on out in the universe. And if anything breaks, you guys let me know, and we'll look for it here. For anybody that would love to join us, you'd like to ask a question, you're curious about anything, it's open game today. So any question you have, you can join and join me on the live stream. To do that, you need to be either a subscriber, a supporter, a Patreon supporter, or a YouTube member, and you should get you should be able to see the Melon link. I also posted that, so I posted it in Patreon, I posted it in YouTube, and I posted it in Discord in the members only areas of all of those. So hey, Ronnie, at school, I just saw my teacher crawl around on the floor. She concerns me sometimes. So there's a couple of things to lead off with. The first is, hey, yesterday I got myself in a little bit of hot water with some of you all because my hot take on Rogue One. And, I learned something. And yesterday afternoon, I was watching Jason Ward's stream over on MakingStarWars.net, and right after that, we were DMing back and forth, sending messages, and Jason said, "If you got 120 hertz, turn that thing down." And so we got off of the 120 hertz, went down to 80, I believe it is, or 60 hertz. And the other part of the new TV we have is it does 4K upscaling. So not only 120 hertz, but it does 4K upscaling, which I would tell you all gives some of these movies a really, really odd look. They look terrible. Our friend Baymax, he was always saying that he's seen the same sort of thing on his girlfriend's set. So you guys, just a word of advice as you're going forward, you get new TV or whatever, you may want to, if something starts looking strange, like the quality of the show looks terrible, although I should clarify that terrible meaning like it's too crisp. Like it looked too real, like you're standing in the room with them, which gives it an odd effect. It doesn't look like you're watching a movie. It looks like you're watching like a bad TV show. It's because you can see too much detail. I can see wrinkles on Commander Krennic's cape. I could see like set pieces looked odd because the lighting, it looked like a set piece. It looked terrible. So I rewatched Rogue One yesterday afternoon with all that stuff turned off. And watched it on the TV we replaced. And you know what? It looks a lot better. And so one of the big problems I was having is I was distracted. I was like, this movie, I hadn't watched Rogue One in some time. I said, this movie is not good. And so some of you called me out on that yesterday. And I wanted to say, I rewatched it with that stuff off, and I like the movie. Rogue One is a good movie. So it's just sort of distracting when you're watching it that way. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, word of advice, and as Quentin says here, Quentin Time Podcast, by the way, you see Quentin here saying, yeah, some of the default settings of TVs now make everything look like a daytime soap opera. It really, really does. Like Rogue One, the daytime soap opera. It's not the show that you'd want to watch. I'm just saying. And so what's terrible about that is these are movies that we have fallen in love with, that we've kind of grown up with and been a big part of our life. And you go and you watch it and you're like, oh, this is not it's not what I wanted. So when we have a watch party on Discord, yes, we will have to do that, Jedi Mike. So Rogue One. Wanted to go back and address that. First of all, just a little mea culpa on my side. Apologies, my friends. Rogue One, quite a good movie. And in my list of favorite movies and my ranking of Star Wars movies, it regained its footing. It regained its footing. For me, the anthology movies, so Rogue One and Solo, the Star Wars story, both of those are a little, they don't stand like with the original trilogy for me. They fall just under the original trilogy or just under the sequel trilogy, to be truthful. And but I was knocking Rogue One down quite a bit. For me, Solo and Rogue One are like neck and neck. After watching it again yesterday, I know a lot of people, that's blasphemy in and of itself. But after rewatching it yesterday, it regained its footing. I may rewatch it again today or tomorrow. Tomorrow probably, because of some things that are going on here with me. And just to let you all know, we've got siding. We've got new siding going on the house today. Probably throughout the week, we'll have some siding work going on. So there's lots of banging outside, hammering. And we've got, I took the dogs and shut them in the bedroom so they wouldn't be interrupting our live stream today. Again, if you guys want to join, you're welcome to do that. But so that's going to be going on. And then I ordered myself a new sound mixer. I've got a sound mixer coming tomorrow. We had some problems this week when I was talking to Jason, and my sound was bouncing around everywhere. And I got really frustrated with that. That plus the whole Rogue One fiasco. I was like, you know what? I need to get myself a sound mixer. So I ordered that last night. It'll be coming in tomorrow. We'll get that set up. So when we come back Thursday with a Magic Maker, I should have all of that under control. And tomorrow, as Jedi Mike mentioned, we will have watch party. We made watch party Wednesdays. And we do that over on Discord when we don't have new series coming out. And we've been working our way through Rebels, which brings me on to something else. So hold on just a second. There we go. Barry says his team, Manchester City, has a big match versus Real Madrid. Oh, those are really big teams. Look, I've kind of follow those at a distance. I don't really have a favorite. I'm not really sure who plays for whom, but when they're on, I enjoy watching them. And I do know Manchester City and Real Madrid are a couple of the heavyweights in the league. So very good. Well, good luck, Manchester City. Hope that goes well. Let's see. There were a couple other. Where's Meg? Has Meg showed up? Meg's in the chat. I don't know. I saw somebody say, "Oh, there she is." How do I use my sound mixer with Streamlabs? Oh, well, I'll figure that out tomorrow. I'm getting the sound mixer, and I think I know. I watched a lot of videos. I read a lot of website tutorials, and I think I know exactly how that's going to work. So it should be quite easy to use. So let's see. Happy Tuesday. Hello, Dawn. Oh, Chillmonger. There goes the neighborhood. What happened to the North Pole? I know. Well, when the weather allows, you've got to get the work done. You there are things that have got to get done. Oh, there's Meg. There she is, dropping in to say hi. I can't stay. Having a rough day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Meg. That's sad. I did listen to Meg and X-Wing yesterday, and I was having a ton of fun in the chat on X-Wing's live stream with Meg. That was a blast because normally it's X-Wing in my chat harassing me. Normally X-Wing's trolling me in the chat, or if I'm on with Star Wars Obsession or anything like that, X-Wing's in there giving me a hard time. It was so much fun to be in the chat yesterday, giving X-Wing a hard time and just, causing some mayhem for him. It was a lot of fun. And I wanted to address a couple other things that I've just seen coming up. And again, today we'll go as long as you guys want to hang out. We'll just kind of visit with one another and be relaxed. This is a kind of a chill stream. I've got my mega mug. I've got the coffee. I've got the fire. The fire's roaring in the background. We've got the mega mug. We're just gonna sip some Mio energy and answer your all's questions and visit with you. There's a bit of discussion about the Grand Inquisitor coming up in Kenobi, and what we have seen of him doesn't stand up with what we know of the species, right? From the prequels, or the Grand Inquisitor we've seen from Rebels. And people are, one of the major complaints, other than his head shape, is there are two other complaints I've seen. And the most prevalent, most dominant complaint is his Sith eyes. Where are his Sith eyes? Why doesn't he have the yellow Sith eyes? And if you guys remember, you go back to Return of the Sith, or Revenge of the Sith, and Anakin, when he's named Vader, he is not always he's not always got the Sith eyes going there, does he? Anakin, only when he's pulling on the dark side and when he's in full Sith mode does he have the full Sith eyes. And the Grand Inquisitor, knowing that he was a temple guard, that he was one of those double-bladed yellow lightsaber dudes, we know that he has normal eyes as well as the Sith eyes as well. In Rebels, though, in every single scene in Rebels, like Maul does, Lannicum, I'm glad you brought that up. So I went in to Rebels. I saw this comment yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, wait a second. I don't remember it quite that way." So let me open this, and I'll share my screen here with you all, so you can see. I went through. There's a video on YouTube you can find that has every single scene of the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels. And I went and I watched it, and you know what? The bulk of it is the yellow Sith eyes, like almost all the time. But there is one scene, one really key scene. Let me bring it up here. Share my screen. We'll bring this up. So here's what we see. Here's what we've seen, right? The yellow Sith eyes. This is the Grand Inquisitor, most people know. Note here, too, that his head isn't quite as elongated here. He's more of a round head, isn't he? Uh-oh. He's more of a round head, like normal human kind of sculpt. You can see mine, right? let me make me a little bigger. All right, you see my noggin, right? No hair on my noggin. Look at my noggin and look at his noggin. It's not that elongated. Maybe I'm the Grand Inquisitor. You don't know. I'm not the right type. So here from Rebels, it's not the elongated head that we remember from the species from the prequels, right? The scene where Obi-Wan's talking to him and he's going to go confront Grievous, right? You remember that? And he goes to visit him. A bit of a longer head. The dude here doesn't have such a long head, but I want to show you guys There's a scene where he comes off of a ship here, and as he's coming down the walkway, and you've got troops all around, you can see that his eyes are not yellow. I'm like, well, wait, is that just his closed eyelids? Maybe, I can't quite make out. What's the deal here with his eyes, right? His eyes, they're not yellow. They look like skin color. Except if you keep watching, he blinks. Oh, when he blinks, now I'm like, oh, I gotcha. I gotcha, Grand Inquisitor. I can see eyes open, not yellow. Eyes closed. Uh-huh. Right? Eyes closed. And then he opens his eyes again, not yellow. Oh boy. Yeah, here you go. No Sith eyes. And then as he comes down and they're come to meet with Tarkin, boom, the eyes are yellow again. All this is from the same sequence. All from the same sequence. So he comes off of the shuttle, and he's walking down here next to Callus. And as he goes along, his eyes are open. He blinks. His eyes are open. Oh, what do you say? What do you say? Like, Lanicum, I will give you, like, his eyes are yellow in practically every single scene, right? I went and watched the video. The video is like 18 minutes long, and you've got like 5 seconds of him not yellow. So I'll give you that they are normally yellow. The yellow is what we're used to seeing. Like, let's just be honest, right? Yellow is what you're used to seeing. But we know that Anakin doesn't always have yellow Sith eyes when he's pulling on the dark, except for when he's like really pulling on the dark side. And we know that Sheev Palpatine, not always the yellow Sith eyes either, right? Ronnie, I say animation error. It probably is. There you go, Ronnie. It probably is. It probably is an animation error, but it also fits with the other context that we have, where he doesn't always have the yellow Sith eyes. So I just wanted to bring that up, you guys. I think that much too much is being made of the yellow Sith eyes, and I get it. Like, as I mentioned, over 18 minutes compiled of Grand Inquisitor content in Rebels, and like 5 seconds of it not yellow. So I get it. Yellow is what we're used to seeing, but I don't think they always have to be yellow. The other thing that I've seen people complain about is his teeth. The Grand Inquisitor and the species, right? They have the sharp, jagged teeth. So I think that what we see in that little trailer clip, the footage, we don't see that either. So it's a little off-putting. Between the yellow Sith eyes, the jagged teeth, and the head shape, it's a little like not what we're used to. But I say, let's wait. Let's give it a chance. Hey there, Sheev the Wise. Oh, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So I just wanted to bring all that up, share it with you all. Trucker Mark, hello. My Santa buddy. Good to see you. So sorry. No text. I've heard that there is a major truck shortage, and truck drivers now in some markets, in some places, are making into the six figures. You got truck drivers out there making over $100,000. That's not bad income, and it's not a terrible life. It's hard work. And it's some of it's very taxing, and having to drive all those miles every single day can really wear you down, be rough on you. Loading and unloading trailers, it's a lot of work. Appreciate what you do out there, Mark. So we talked about my mea culpa for Rogue One. We talked about the Grand Inquisitor. We're hoping that we get more Kenobi footage today, right? We're hoping that it comes today. We don't know. Our friend Jason Ward at MakingStarWars.net told us last week that it was going to be imminent, that the footage is imminent. And what we've heard is it's like two 15-second clips, not a trailer, not a trailer, just some footage, much like we had there with Boba Fett, right? So that's the case. So I keep refreshing Twitter, refreshing the Twitter space. I suspect that that's where we'll see that. So if you guys see it, hit me up in the chat, and we'll go look it up immediately. We'll look it up immediately. So, oh, and I also, as far as it goes with the Grand Inquisitor, I went all the way through. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit. Anyway, no, this is I was looking for this. We'll talk about Rey Skywalker a little bit too. But I went through all the comic book appearances of the Grand Inquisitor, and they're pretty much all yellow there as well. He's got the yellow eyes. I will say though, we do see him before he becomes the Grand Inquisitor, and he of course doesn't have yellow eyes. So there's a whole sequence there. When he's not the Grand Inquisitor, they're not yellow, but that's before he's a Grand Inquisitor. So let's be fair. Let's be fair. I'm trying to be fair, trying to say, look, I just don't think they always have to be yellow. I'm more concerned about the content of the show and how it plays. And I think that's what we do. Yes, Star Wars Meg is the best. We love her here. She's a dear friend of ours. They mentioned her a couple times last night on Nerd Theory, and referenced her. I hope that folks don't always buy into some of the jokes, some of the shenanigans, and they understand that Meg is a beautiful person. She's a wonderful person. She's a great friend, and she's also quite young, right? She just turned 25. And she's a fantastic Star Wars content creator. People give her hard times over the strangest things. They really, really do. And it annoys me. It annoys me on her behalf because I truly do adore her. So appreciate the support we have for her here. Megan's the only real gangster on this platform. Well, that's true. I mean, she'd take me out any day. I got to be careful. I got to watch my P's and Q's when she's around. All right. So, what else do we have in the Star Wars front here? What's going on? I watched Nerd Theory. They really didn't have much to cover there. Hoping to see something come up here on the footage. Haven't seen that. Anything else you guys are interested in talking about? Where again, this could be a short show today. Yeah, Leia. I love her accent. I think her voice is wonderful. I really do. I think for a lot of us in the States, we love to hear European accents, Australian accents, all that. It's something intriguing to us, and Meg's voice is intriguing. I think it's quite nice, and she's just a wonderful person. She's just the best. She's the best. Yeah, she's the real thing. That's right, Mike Porter. News of Rey Palpatine Skywalker. Oh, thank you for bringing that up again, Leia. Hold on. One thing I get in trouble a lot for is my adoration for Rey. And Meg gives me a hard time, but it also perplexes her. And when I was chatting with X-Wing yesterday, I was in his chat on his live stream. We also had Melvin, right? The Knights of Melvin. Darth Melvin was in the chat and was interacting. I am well aware that he is aware of me. And we will probably get a Star Wars Santa is a Disney shill video from Darth Melvin at some point, it triggers him. It triggers him when folks are fans of the sequel trilogy, especially if you've been a Star Wars fan for a long time. He has all kinds of colorful things to say about that, and he gets quite excited. Normally on Tuesday nights, Melvin has a live stream he does with his supporters, and he gets triggered. He really does. He goes off, and his show is entertaining. The guy does a good work. I have nothing against him at all. It's just not. No, Sheev, don't do it. I see you. But the dude gets triggered, and anything to do with the sequels he hates. But I still stand by. I love the sequels, and I do not want a 3D print. I know what you're talking about. I don't want that. Don't. Rey's better than Luke Skywalker in the prequels, and George Lucas. Real fans know. Look at Jason trying to trigger folks. I will say this. Rey, and many of you have heard me say this before, Rey is my favorite character in the movies. In all of the movies. I like her better than Luke. I like her better than Anakin. She is a character that I really do connect with. And her story to me is compelling. I feel like her story arc. I know a lot of people say she has no story. She has no story arc. She's poorly written. She's a Mary Sue. She's what's the other term people use? She's a woke agenda, terrible, all this nonsense. Look, I don't buy any of that. And maybe you see her that way. Maybe that's a way that she comes across to you. To me, she's none of that. I see her vulnerable. I see her as somebody who has a very strong moral compass, who does good because it's the right thing to do, not because necessarily it is something that benefits her. She's willing to do things for others just because it's the right way. It's the right thing to do. You see that with BB-8 when she first encounters him. She's got no reason to help BB-8 out, but she does. And you see her vulnerability on Takodana when she's thrust into this conflict that she wants nothing to do with, and she's running. And I in my mind, if you've ever seen The Shining, the old Shining movie with oh shoot, what's his name? I knew it just a second ago. Jack Nicholson, right? You've seen that? And Wendy's in there and she's shaking and she's, pitiful. Rey is very much that way on Takodana, right? Anyway, I could go on and on about her. And I love her character. I love her character development. Anakin in the prequels, there was never a version of Anakin that I fell in love with. Not a version of Anakin that I connected with. There's not a version of Anakin that I rooted for. Except maybe a little bit Jake Lloyd's in The Phantom Menace. I thought he did such a great job. So, he's a child actor, and he did what he could with what George Lucas gave him. But I never really connected at all with Anakin from the prequels. Not a character that I associated with or felt any empathy for. Not a character that I felt any kind of connection with at all. And then in the original trilogy, Luke Skywalker, of course, the kid with his head in the stars. In many ways, I was that kind of kid. But I found him to be a bit whiny. All right, that's the common thing. But I also got really frustrated when he promises Yoda and Obi-Wan that he would complete his training, and they would see, he'll do it. But it doesn't take a hot second for him to say, "Oh, my friends are in trouble. I gotta go." And I know people love that about him. Look, that he is willing to do anything to help his friends, no matter what. But for me, I'm like, wait, dude, you're awful headstrong, and you think that you know more than you do. You're going to go up against the Sith Lord, who is the most fearsome, most powerful Force user in the galaxy. You're going to go against, but he doesn't know it at the time, but Palpatine, who is his master. And you're just a backward moisture farmer kid from Tatooine. Just an idiot, right? An idiot. So I really didn't connect with Luke as that much as a kid. I did connect with him, right? I did root for him. I was a Luke Skywalker fan, but he didn't connect me in a way that Rey did. And I love Rey. I think she's she's my favorite from all of the movies. I adore her character. And I saw some comments. Hey, Star Wars MCU OG, good to see you again, my friend. Thank you for supporting the channel. Appreciate that so much, so much. Hey, X-Wing's here. X-Wing, it was so much fun yesterday to be in your chat and giving you a hard time. So much fun to listen to you and Meg talk about Star Wars. I appreciated that stream. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, don't think there was much chemistry with Anakin and Padme. I agree with you, Fitz. I agree with you. Much of it's cringy, and I get it. I've listened to theory. Look, I've listened to Star Wars theory. I get it. He was an awkward teenage kid. She was an awkward girl. Something else, though. Boy, I tell you, something else is I've been reading those Queen series, right? Queen's Gambit, Queen's Courage, Queen's Hope. That I've been reading those novels. And the first one that happens concurrent with The Phantom Menace doesn't help the story at all from that perspective of what happens with her in Anakin as she moves through. She's even a stronger character, much more morally sound, right? Her strength of her views of right and wrong and of justice and of rights and worth of other people is extremely high. Oh, and when Anakin kills all the Tuskens, it just doesn't fit with her character at all. And people can defend it all they want, but for me, I'm like, ooh, that is not within her character's development. It just doesn't fit for me at all. I saw another comment up here from my friend Will Morgan. Been reading up on Mary Sue. I think she fits the criteria. Oh, I don't think so. Will Morgan. We can have a discussion about that sometime. Mary Sue's are beloved. They don't make mistakes, and they're often solve problems that nobody else can solve. They are unnaturally gifted at things, and they save the day when nobody else can. And we see many times throughout the sequels where Rey doesn't accomplish that. And some of it can be spun in a way that does seem Mary Sue-ish, but in other ways not. For example, her desire is to stay on Jakku, right? She has no desire to join the rebellion. She has no desire to move on. Yet she's drug along, right? So she's not the champion as far as like Luke or Anakin, where their head was in the start. They wanted to be the hero. They wanted to be a Jedi, right? She never wanted that, but she's kind of drug reluctantly. And along the path, and I mentioned Takodana just a little bit ago. Takodana, shows her extremely vulnerable, extremely weak, and inept, completely inept on Takodana. We also see like even when she's flying the Falcon, she's not very good at it. When she first gets at the helm, she's dragging across the ground and she's knocking things over. She learns quickly, but Mary Sue would just naturally fly it with ease and with masterfully fly it. She does not. And then as you continue on in The Force Awakens, even she is taken captive. Sure, she has that whole mind thing with Kylo, but you remember she is rescued. She's rescued by Han and by Finn and Chewie, right? She's stuck on without Han, Luke, Han, Finn, and Chewie. Without them, she dies on Starkiller Base. She doesn't escape. She's rescued by them. Mary Sue, she would be the rescuer, not the damsel in distress. And the Last Jedi, in the throne room scene, so she is confident she can go into the the heart of the First Order. She's going to go and she's going to talk Kylo into returning as Ben, and he's going to be redeemed, and she's going to bring him back. All he needs is for a good, passionate plea by somebody who has faith in him. And she has the faith. She's going to go talk to him. She's going to get him to come back. She goes and she talks to him. That doesn't go so well. It doesn't go so well. She's not successful at that. And not only that, but in the throne room scene, she gets whipped around there like a rag doll. She is in no way under any amount of control, and she is not successful. In fact, she is brought on her knees in front of Kylo, who had every ability to kill her. Right? He could have killed her easily. She was powerless. Right? Mary Sue would have championed. She would have defeated Snoke and won the day. She did not. She had to be rescued by Kylo. Kylo rescued her, and then at the end, again, her mission, her goal was to get him to return with her. She reaches out. He reaches out. She says, "Come with me." He says, "Go with me." That doesn't work. She ends up leaving without him. Her whole mission, the whole reason she went there, everything she did to go there, failed. Everything failed. You say, well, there were no consequences. Oh, there were consequences, my friends. There were consequences for her failure in The Last Jedi as well. It cost them greatly. Many, because she didn't succeed. Remember, the First Order were pockmarking. They were just sniping off the rescue ships. Had she succeeded, hundreds of people would have lived. Because she failed, hundreds of people died, maybe thousands, right? All the members of the Raddus who fled on the escape pods, she didn't save a one of them. She didn't save a single one. The only person that saved any of them was Admiral Holdo. So look, I'm just saying. There were consequences for her failure. So that's the way I go. Oh my goodness. Mary Sue, perfect moral compass. Mwahaha. X-Wing, I see you. Fitz, I have Queen's Shadow. Haven't you read it yet? I'm like chapter 4 into Queen's Shadow. You want to get through that. Who's your favorite Jedi? Phil, TMNT. My favorite Jedi would be Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano, by far. Yeah. Hey, Mike Jokey Porter. Thank you for that. RF Gaming, definitely not a Mary Sue. Luke's more of a Mary Sue. 12 minutes of training was a master. I think that Star Wars lends itself any kind of hero in movies. They have a certain amount of plot armor right? Rey has her fair share of plot armor, my friends. Look, she's not. She's got plenty of plot armor, and she succeeds despite her failure, right? I get that. The example there's with the Rathtars, right? So she hits the wrong button, lets the Rathtars out, and they cause havoc. They just wreak havoc. Again, consequences for her actions. There were consequences for that, but that was tough. So but as a result of her failure, ends up turning into a success. So I get that. Let's see. Yeah, Jason, you're right. To be a Mary Sue, character must act as an avatar for the writer. That is a major aspect. Yep. It's true, it's not the criteria. It is the criteria. It is the criteria. I've read it. We can have this discussion sometime. Yeah, Chillmonger, I know. Gets me in trouble. It gets me in trouble. Let's see. Keep going. Star Killer. Yeah, there you go. Take Star Killer from Legends. Woo. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. There has been a bit of an evolution of the definition of Mary Sue. Of course, Mary Sue originally was Star Trek, right? Originally it was Star Trek, a fanfic that was written where the main character was Sue and all of that, right? So I know the origins and the original meaning of Mary Sue, and that's what I primarily go to. I know that the term has evolved, and it's become something just to mean more of a generic, poorly written character, blah, 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 right? It's kind of got more nuance to it, and so there's lots of that. But anyway. Hey, Kendall! Kendall, good to see you, my friend. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. I done did it. I provoked, and there he is. Hey, my friend. Let me... Very fun. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Don't worry. I didn't come in to argue about Ray.
Yeah. No, I was hoping. I know you got this week off as well, right?
Yep.
I was hoping you'd be able to join today, and we'd just be able to hang out. I had so much fun listening to you and Meg yesterday, and it was so much fun to be on the other side of the keyboard.
I know you're getting after me.
It was so much fun, and I've been waiting to super chat you during a live stream so bad, because you misbehave. You're all the time getting me, and I'm like, that X-wing. I'm gonna get even with you, buddy. So it was so much fun.
Yeah, she's a riot. She's fun.
She is. I love her so much. She's the best. She's absolutely the best. And really sorry she's having a rough day today, Meg. Hope you get some rest. Hope you feel better, and get back on the high horse. To put it that way. So what's up? I heard your discussion yesterday about can the fans. What could Lucasfilm do to right the ship, so to speak, right?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people kind of have the feeling that the ship doesn't need to be righted, but there is obviously an existing section of the fan base that feels like something's got to give here. There's got to be some kind of love towards the OT fans, and when we got the Boba Fett show, a lot of those same fans were like, that wasn't enough. That wasn't good enough. Let's get something else. So now we're getting Kenobi, and a lot of people are feeling like if that fails, that's kind of the last stroke, that's the last straw, and definitely wouldn't be receptive to more sequel content, not to mention anything else regarding legacy characters. So it's scary for me.
Yeah, I agree with you that there is a sizable population of the fan base that are teetering. That have been, well, I don't even know if teetering is the right word, because there is, I think even with that part of the fan base, Mandalorian has satiated in a large degree, right? Like,
yep.
Look, Mandalorian is the Star Wars that that I think everybody likes.
Yeah.
For the most part, right? There are people critical of anything, but yeah, if we had more Mandalorian type content and less sequel type content, the fandom would be in a much happier place as a whole, right?
Right. Yeah,
That's
and
the
I
argument.
think it plays back into just really good storytelling for me. I didn't feel like Boba Fett landed for storytelling for me. So even if it's a new character, it's not a legacy character. It's not somebody tied to the OT, to the prequels, but just really good depth of storytelling, I think, is what's most important right now.
Yeah, and it's while the Book of Boba Fett, I wasn't as critical as maybe you or other folks have been. I can see again, like the folks with hey, we've got more folks joining in the backstage. We'll bring them on in just a second. I can see and I can kind of relate to the complaints, but I happen to be in a really good place. Right?
Yeah.
I'm of the group that's in a really good place, and it's one of the reasons my channel exists, is because I'm a bit of an outlier from a big portion of this type of Star Wars content creators. I'm in a smaller group, I think.
Well,
so,
we all love it. Like, we want positivity in Star Wars. We want to be you. We want to be the happy fan. And so, like even the crazy grifters are like, man, I watch Santa. It's nice. It's nice to be happy for once.
It is, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate that we can have these kind of discussions. And Meg is great because she doesn't agree with me on hardly anything, but we have these great conversations, and I love that we're able to spend some time. Let's bring in a couple other friends. We've got Star Wars Fitz, Kieran's here, and the man with the voice that I envy, Quentin.
Oh, baby.
Hello, my friend. If you've never listened to a Quentin Time podcast, do yourselves a favor. Go listen to one of those, because I can listen to Quentin talk all day.
What?
I can. Look, your mic's kind of far away there, buddy.
Yeah. I just noticed that I had it way across the room.
There you are. And Fitz and I, we've become pretty good friends. We've visited just one-on-one a couple of times. Good to see you this afternoon. You said you started Queen's. Which one did you start?
I haven't started it yet. The Shadow. I'm trying to finish off
Queen Shadow.
Into the Dark at the moment. Not Into the Dark.
Yeah, right. Now the first
Rising
book.
Storm.
So
The High Republic.
Yeah, they weren't released. Yeah, you got a little bit of a delay, Fitz. But the books weren't released in chronological order. The first one is Queen's Gambit. It happens concurrently with the Phantom Menace.
Oh, that's kind
And then, I know, Star Wars, they keep doing this to us. Like, they did it in Thrawn novels.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why they did it, like, I don't know. But that's what they did. They did Queen's, I think Queen's Shadow was the first one that came out. And then Queen's Gambit. But Queen's Gambit happens first. So I went back and read Queen's Gambit, and now I'm just getting back into Queen's Shadow. And I'd like to read Queen's Hope, which is the last, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the Thrawn novels, but it's kind of hard. It's I gotta get the schedule tamed a little bit so I can actually sit down and read something.
They're deep reads, man, for sure.
Yeah, it seemed to be.
They really are. They really are.
Let's
see. Let me boost some of the sound here. I see the comment there. There we go. Hopefully that helps, Jedi Mike. The pinch loud for the casual open combo. Okay. Hopefully that is. Leia, put the link in the chat, please. I don't want to put it in the chat. I want to keep it for the members and Patreon supporters. But if you go into Patreon or YouTube, even YouTube, go to the community tab. You'll find it there. And if you go into Patreon, you'll find it there as well. So.
I heard you say you guys are getting the siding replaced on the workshops, Hannah. I'm kind of dreading doing
We
this.
are. We are. Our house is 21 years old,
Oh wow.
and it's been through some hail and,
Wait,
Midwestern.
21 years old. You mean like it was actually built 21 years ago?
Yeah, we built it.
No. Oh, whoa, okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
You serious over there?
we built it 21 years ago in the middle of a farm field. Right, they were growing corn and soybeans here, and we've got about 8 acres of land.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's really
It
nice.
is nice.
You're living my
We
life.
bale hay for the horses. We've got some horses, and we bale hay here. And then Amish keep buying up land around us, so it's turning more rural instead of less. We kind of got the opposite kind of development going on here. The Amish are buying up houses, and then since they don't use electricity and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
they don't want the house, or they strip the house of the electricity and then they convert it into a farm.
Man, that's something, isn't it? I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. How do I get
awesome.
my streams going?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
that's
great place
cool,
to
though.
live.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours is, I think our house was built in like the late 1800s, so it's all kinds of
Oh, that's
janky.
fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Our daughter's house was built in the late 1800s as well. She lives in town near us. It's a small town as well, but it's really good. Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, you guys think that Kenobi's gonna be able to hold people?
Well, that's what we're just kind of getting to, weren't we, X-Wing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm optimistic, and I would say that the interviews we had with the composer last week have me really excited, really excited. And I shouldn't get that much because that's setting yourself up for a letdown.
Yeah, I think we're all over that place now.
Yeah, I prefer to come in more reserved. Like, if it's terrible, I'm ready for it. And then if
Yeah.
it's anything above terrible, I'm happy.
I'm really digging his look, his gruff, older look with the, the long hair and the beard. He doesn't look anywhere nearly as old as, OG old.
Yeah, the stage is set. I mean, the characters look good with, obviously my thought, one exception. A lot of people were saying they didn't like the other brother as well. I didn't seem to have a problem with him, but yeah, I think it looks really good. I think, obviously music is so important to Star Wars. And so with the announcements that we're getting a new theme for Kenobi, which is absolutely amazing, I think it has the potential to do really, really, really well. But I think, as with anything, there's going to be people who don't like it because it's Disney, and that's just the bottom line.
Well, that's a good point, X-Wing, because there are folks like yourself who have been let down. It's been disappointing, and much of it is, I don't know about much, but a good bit of it has been distasteful, and you're taking them as they come and reacting to them like positively or negatively as you see. There are others who come in negative before it starts because
Right.
it's under the Disney era.
A lot of us can't let go of when something let us down. We just.
Yeah.
I mean, when other people are being positive about it, we gotta like hit them over the head with a hammer because we don't want to hear the positivity.
Right. Yeah.
I like to refer to
I think it's like with
on children.
Go ahead, Fitz.
Sorry,
I think it's like with the Book of Boba Fett. I think it's like the Book of Boba Fett. They're saying all killer, no filler, but end up to me, it kind of end up being the reverse.
yeah,
A lot of fillers, and the only real killer was towards the last episode.
Yeah, I think that's why
I
I said it's tough when you come in with this really high expectation, and then it doesn't fit the bill, and it feels like, man, I thought it was going to be all killer, no filler, and there was very little killer, maybe very little filler too, but it wasn't what I signed up for.
I don't think there was very much filler. I don't think I agree with that sentiment. But I do hear people saying that, but I don't think that was filler. I think that was a lot of backstory that we needed to understand who he was now. You know?
And I want to address it because Jason Ward he's been giving us Kenobi leaks over the last couple months, right? And they've been absolutely amazing. He shared with us this morning, and he put in the chat here, he's starting his series on the ending. So he gave us the beginning, he gave us the middle, and now he's going to begin a series of leaks on the ending. And it's going to be, look, I know a part of it. Jason and I, we've just visited, and he shared part of the ending. It's pretty exciting stuff.
I feel like I might have to stay away from that. Like, I'm okay knowing everything in the show. I think I want to keep the ending.
Yeah, I
want to keep the ending.
You get a little iffy around that. That's what I'm doing with. I know this is Marvel, but with Multiverse of Madness, I'm at the point now where I don't want to watch any more videos. I'm like, I know enough. I've read enough. I'm gonna just hide until I see it. You know.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
It is hard, especially. Now that Jason and I have become friends, and we're friends with Meg, and we get a lot of information, and we're in this kind of game. Like, that's what spurs the videos. That's what spurs the discussion, and it's hard to put a pause on that. And I know what's coming. Like, I largely know the ending, and it's good. It's good. But even saying that is dangerous, isn't it? Because my opinion of good and your opinion of good may not be the same, and you'd be like, "Whoa, Santa, that really let me down."
In that perspective, I guess, yeah. If people take your word for like gospel, then that's a different story, yeah. But it's kind of, you can't stop people from taking your word as gospel, though. So you almost put yourself in a corner where if you start thinking like that, then you can't really genuinely enjoy yourself, right?
Right.
It's not your fault that people like to watch your content and visit you and everything. Like, if you get excited, you should be able to get excited. No one should hold that against you, right?
Yeah. And I heard you guys talking a little bit about the Bad Batch yesterday too, and I was talking about endings. So, look, I loved the ending of the Bad Batch. It brought tears to my eyes. If you saw me when I was doing the live stream coverage of it, it was truly emotional. It landed for me in a deep and meaningful way. Like, I was like, wow, that was amazing. Like, wow. I got all the feels. I got all the things. I was super happy coming out of it. And X-Wing, not so much, right?
No?
It was the part one was that way for me. I mean, I didn't cry or anything like that, but I thought part one was awesome. It was super symbolic. The destruction of Camino. It's the ending of an era. I thought that would have been the perfect way to round it out. You know what I mean? And then maybe post-credit scene after the destruction of Camino and everything, you have Mount Tantus show up. Everything that kind of happened in the second part, I was like, it was like we ended it, and then I was like, we got one more thing though. We got one more thing. Let's do one more thing real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Felt like a fizzle.
Kind of.
A little bit with the one of them being left on the island, like kind of deserted.
We had like a bang and then a fizzle.
When Omega tells Crosshair, "You're my brother," right? I was like, oh, like my feels. It got me deep in the feels. But I know a lot. It didn't necessarily for others, and I'm like, okay, well, And compare that to, and I think I share a little bit with Meg, especially on the ending of Book of Boba Fett. I was really wanting a post-credit scene where we saw Kira come off of a ship and be like, okay, I got to come clean this mess up.
Mace Windu.
A little Mace.
Yeah, I wanted something.
I don't know. He might show up.
Yeah.
I just don't know. When Maul came back, I remember years ago I was in disbelief. I was like, really? They're bringing Maul back? And then after a while, I was like, okay, I guess this could kind of be feasible, seeing as though he's got the Force and robotic legs do exist and everything.
Funny story about Maul is, and you guys may have had this same sort of experience. at the end of Solo,
Hmm.
right? I had friends calling me, emailing me, like hit me up on Facebook. Um, I'm confused.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
Because they didn't see it, like they didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming either, but I did. I knew his story, right? So I saw him. I got super excited. They're like, I thought this happened before the prequels, or I mean after the prequels. I thought this happened after the prequels, and he's dead. And now is it before the prequel? Like, how what? And I was like, he's not dead. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Fitz.
I had that argument with a friend of mine. He doesn't watch the animated series, but he watches the movies. And I told him that Darth Maul in Solo was after the prequels. He didn't believe me, so I was a whole heated debate on it. And eventually, I convinced him, but he thought it was before that. I said, "No, sure, Han Solo wasn't born then, so it was just."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right,
I guess when people don't
right.
take the animated stuff seriously enough whenever it comes to canon or trying to understand what's going to go on in the movies, they probably think they don't need to see it. Or maybe they think on the outset as a normie, if I can call them that, they're just like, oh, that's just Disney doing some child thing. You know, we don't really need to watch that. But then Maul shows up and, at the end of, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I missed a lot. It's like with the Marvel TV shows. They say that you don't need to see them, but now, that's probably going to blow up in their face later on.
Yeah.
Kindle caught you mid yawn. Good to see you, my friend.
You did.
What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, look at what you got on your desk there. What's that all about?
Is that an Oscar?
Oh, it's just an Emmy.
Oh, it's an Emmy.
Yeah, it was from my journalism days.
Oh, you got an Emmy?
Yeah, so it's like a
Wait a second. You
got an actual Emmy?
Yeah, like it's like an actual.
My man been hiding Emmys.
I'm like, wait. How is it that I'm just now learning this?
It's not national though. It's not like one that you go like you went from like the television stuff. Like the Emmys, they have like stuff for local news channels. So like,
Man,
Sure.
you downplaying your Emmy.
so
You got an Emmy.
Dude, that
it's got the weight
Dude, that
and
still
everything.
counts.
This man got a whole Emmy. He's like, it's not like the real thing, but it's an
It
Emmy.
ain't like look,
You
I
got
went on
an Emmy.
CBS.
Look.
But
the closest I got was World's Best Dad that, made out of plastic they got at the dollar store. Like that's the closest I got. Like that's not a dollar store Emmy. That one counts. It's real.
yeah, it counts. It counts.
Dude,
Yeah, man. I keep it here for motivation.
that's quite amazing.
That needs to be
That's
in the
some good
title of the
motivation.
channel, like Emmy award winning Normies to Nerds.
Look, I have that on my like.
Seriously.
Stuff. I separate my life. Separate the nerd life.
Seriously.
Next week he's
Dude.
gonna drop a video. That time I had an Emmy and nobody knew about it.
I know. But yeah, that's the gaming complaint. Name one thing about me that nobody knows. Oh, I want an Emmy. But, Wait.
I feel like I gotta hang some like swimming medals from middle school back here. Or
You know what,
something.
let me just-
I got some stuff too, man.
I have a tie that my toddler daughter made for me. I'm gonna hang that.
There you go.
That's as close as I got to an award right now.
Dang. What's up, Kendall?
Nothing much. Just want to hop on here with you. You fine four swell. Fine four fellas. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know if I'm
Thank
It's
you
nice
much.
to meet you, man. Nice to
Thank
meet all
you
you
much.
guys. I haven't got the chance to talk to barely any of you.
Yeah, I chat with you in the chat sometime next week, but
Yeah.
we haven't really spoken. Like,
X-Wing.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make a date for you. You and Kendall need to spend some time together. I would
Okay.
love to see you do a Quentin Time podcast with Quentin and X-Wing. I would love to see that.
Super down.
That would be dope.
Make
Yeah.
that happen.
Yeah. That would be the first one I would do with multiple guests. That would be awesome. Different. Yeah.
That'd be great.
He's got a new member.
Yeah. Do it. Star Wars Obsession. Thank you so much for supporting the channel that way. It means a ton to me. Really appreciate it, my friend. Yeah. So
I'm wearing his sweatshirt.
Oh, is that? Oh, is that the same? Yeah,
that's
that's the
a
same logo.
Yeah.
That's dope as fuck, man. Oh,
He's a
sorry,
great guy.
man. I don't know if I can curse on here.
Great guy. Look, Star Wars Obsession's a great guy. I love getting to hang out with him. Meg and I did a live stream with him last weekend. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Positively positive.
Positive.
Yes.
Positive.
I like watching
Yes,
those.
where he banished X-Wing during the chat.
Oh yeah, why am
What's
I
up with
shouting him
that?
out right now?
Oh,
Screw
is
that
that
guy.
who kicked
I know you're wearing his merch. You're getting him all kinds of love, and he, what did he do to you? What?
Censorship.
Turning
I
the
have none
page
of
to
that.
love.
Blocked.
So, do we know? I keep seeing news about Acolyte maybe getting canceled or not happening. Is that true? Do you know
Got
that?
delayed again.
Got
That's what's
delayed
been delayed again. I said they pushed it back a year.
Oh, okay. I hear that
close.
the clips got brought back forward again. But I don't know about that.
I don't know what to think about that freaking game right now.
So there's two things that I'm really curious about, and I'm super excited for Celebration to maybe learn more. One is Bad Batch Season 2. We know there's a Bad Batch panel on Sunday.
Okay.
Looking forward to getting information about when Season 2 is going to come out, because we had initially heard it was going to be this spring. That didn't happen. It's obviously not happening this summer. But could it be September, like when Visions was last year? Could we get Bad Batch Season 2 right before Andor? I don't know. It would have to squeeze it in.
That was
I
so.
mean,
I
they
had a
dropped the
crazy
whole
theory.
season.
I had a crazy
Yeah.
theory about that. That's why they pushed the Kenobi series up to 2 episodes, was to move the timeline ahead, so we'd be done, and then we could squeeze in Bad Batch in between this and what's in August? I already forgot. Andor's in August, right?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it on? Oh,
Yeah.
September, I think. August, September, yeah.
I was saying to someone the other day, I think that on the Disney Plus side of things, we're about to hit a time period where I don't know. There might be too much content for fans. Like we might be having a lot of overlap that start happening because if they're pushing production forward on a lot of stuff, they want to get more people on, on the Disney Plus side, right? They're gonna need people to have content that keeps them hooked.
No
But
problem
once
for
in-
me, man. I don't know what Star Wars fatigue is.
You know? Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
We've got the man, the myth, the legend.
It's like,
the Michael Porter.
Hey, Mike Porter.
Hey, I can already hear
Hey, Mike.
I can already hear me click, so I won't stay long. But I just wanted to go ahead and show you my award-winning chicken. I don't want to brag.
you know what? I'm not gonna get joked in this all day. This thing is hiding
Don't hide it, man. You gotta let that
no.
shine.
I'm playing. I'm
I've
playing.
asked about
We
that.
are proud of you.
You
You got near me. I just thought I'd be silly. Anyway, I love you all.
Love you too, Mike.
I am clicking. I'm not a like you guys are professional street.
Do we get a joke?
I'm not.
Do we get a joke?
But I
Yeah.
am a promoter of all of you guys. So have
You
a
are.
great stream. And I love
Appreciate
you
it.
guys.
can you give us a dad joke on the fly?
Oh man, would you do that to me on the fly? Oh, I'm going through a dry area right now. It's terrible.
I got one, Mike. I got one for you.
Someone said they got one. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. When does a dad joke become a dad joke?
Oh.
When does it, Kendall?
When it's apparent.
Man, see, that's great. That's great. That got the chicken.
Thank you, Mike. I've got your dad joke from today queued up for the end of the stream. So appreciate it.
That's good. Yeah, that's kind of a bottom of the barrel. I'm hearing. I write them, and then I've got them, in case I need them, and I go, oh boy, we're gonna have to write more because we're getting towards the bottom there. So anyway,
We need a book, man.
All
We need an official
Well,
book.
you know what? It's been 6 months, so I think 6 more months, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna write a book. But I gotta sit there and brainstorm. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys get back at it, and
Thank you much.
we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Mike.
Bye.
Thanks, Mike.
Jedi Mike
Thanks.
said the image shines through.
That was good. That was good. That was really good. Hey, I want to announce another little thing here while we have a moment. Is I'm going to be at Disney World at Galaxy's Edge on June 30th. June 30th this summer, I'll be headed down to Orlando. We're going to be down there on vacation, and we're going to be spending the day at Disney World on the 30th and visiting Galaxy's Edge. So if any of you are in the area, any of you want to meet up, and you have access to do that, hit me up. Let me know.
Just
There he
meet
is.
him on the second day because he's going to be crying the second he sees Ray. So you don't want to catch him, you know.
I take that
It's
seat
true.
anyway. I think
Star Wars obsession. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, bud,
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hey,
what's going on?
Oh, another Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
I think so.
Oh God,
Is it? Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
time is unreal to me now. I've been working from home since the end of 2019, and my wife was having my
man.
baby, and then COVID happened, and then I never went back to work. I mean, I work, but I don't go anywhere. So I forget what day it is sometimes. I really do.
Dang.
I've got the same problem. Yadi's going to be there. Yes.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Celebration. Celebration's coming up. Of all the things that we're going to learn, is there one thing that you're most interested in learning at Celebration?
Tough choice.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're muted, Kendall.
I can't hear them. Oh, there you go. Oh, no. Your signal has like a little weird X near. I think that you're having a signal issue more than the mic.
Yeah.
No.
Is this the part where you kill Padme by accident?
Kenobi!
He's taking us all the time right now on his mic. He knows it's not working.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Okay.
So the rest of you, what is there something you're really looking forward to? What about Fitz? Is there something that you're anxious to learn?
Well, I'm interested in seeing something on Andor. I think that's going to be myself personally. I think that's going to be could be a surprise hit. I think
Yeah.
because not
Very
that
good.
much hype about it at the moment, but I think it could be a sleeper hit. I think myself.
Yeah, I agree. I think Andor and Jedi Fallen Order 2 are probably my big ones.
Ah. Yeah.
I want more about the Acolyte. I don't know what it is. I want something.
Yeah.
And I want to see if there's actually an Old Republic series in the works or something. Some kind of content from that. I would really love. I like
Yeah.
Rebels. I love that time. Even though it's not canon, whatever you want to say
Don't
about
give
it.
me hope, man.
I
Don't give me hope.
I'm kind of done with the other end of the timeline. If I'm being honest, I love all the stuff. I really enjoy it, but I want something fresh, and fresh would be in the past.
Okay.
A lot
Kindle.
further in the past.
I just really want Mando 3. Like that's my
Yeah.
He's not even
That
showing
is
up
my-
on my screen.
that's like my main goal, my main baby right now. Like Mando 3. Everything else, I mean, no, I'm gonna enjoy Kenobi. I'm gonna enjoy it. Really looking forward to Ahsoka. But
Oh, yeah.
above all that, like when you come down to the end of it, to the crux of it, like Mando 3 is what like I want the juice on and what I want the tea on. Then also too, like I'm kind of curious if I want more insight on like if Bad Batch would be more tying into Mando 3, like if that could be something that's going on with Bad Batch to lead right into Mando 3, just primarily with Omega. Like that's kind of where my head is at too with that, because I can't wait to see her come into the Mando verse and then come into the Mando show. So those two, even though Bad Batch isn't a show that I'm necessarily more hyped to watch, I am more interested find out
Well, that-
what's going to be going on with the homegirl.
That's something I got a hit X-wing on there yesterday. He said, well, she's got to be dead, right?
I can't hear him.
Oh,
At
you
all,
couldn't
so
hear-
that was, we were all just sitting there in silence, and everybody.
Yeah,
was,
y'all
like,
can
shaking
hear
their
me
heads.
still?
Yeah.
Well, I can hear.
Yeah.
You were sitting there in silence. The rest of it
Are
was
you
just fine.
trolling right
Yeah.
now? He's trolling right now.
We can all hear Kendall except you.
He's trolling.
I
me.
gotta check
Yeah,
your settings.
You trolling?
I'll refresh. Yeah, no, everybody's here, but Kendall's square is blank. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Kid's always causing
Okay.
trouble.
Oh, yeah, the troublemaker.
I heard you.
He is. And, Obsession shows up and X-wing gets banished. All of a
Yeah,
sudden.
that's the way it should be. That's how it should be. That guy gets so much attention. Come on, cut it out. Quit giving this guy so much screen time. Who gave this guy? Oh shit!
I will send you to jail.
I will send you to Jesus.
Oh God.
So-
no, he did.
Obsession. Which is there something at Celebration you're looking forward to?
I mean, not really. I'm just looking. Oh, let's try that again. Not really. I'm just looking forward to a celebration. I mean, really, it's more that they're actually doing it, and that it's happening regardless of the crybabies that are worried about the California mandates. Like, again, I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you don't want to go now because there's this mandate or another, sell me your tickets cheap, and I will give them away gracefully.
Yes.
But
This
ahead.
is just a trigger X-wing. I want to see all the Rey cosplayers at Celebration. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
Phasma also the Phasma cosplay for X-Wing.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure to take extra pictures of that.
Yes.
Just for X-Wing. Like if I see a Rey or a Phasma, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, we need some pictures! Come on, everybody, let's take some pictures!"
There's going to be 1,000 Padmes in the background, so take as many as you want.
I just need
so-
I need your cell phone number so I can text you pictures all the time, X-wing.
I'm on stream. My phone's. Bzz, 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 bzz.
Oh no, I mean we're gonna be live streaming it too, so you're gonna be getting random text messages from random people, just because everybody's gonna be. Are you going, Santa? Are you going? Oh,
I don't think any of us are going.
No,
So
I can't.
I know.
Shiva and I will make that happen. We'll just make sure to send group texts of Rey to Santa and X-Wing just to watch it.
Yes, that would be the best. That would be the best. Yes, there you go. You get yourself in a picture with
Oh, I got stuff already planned out. Like we're talking about getting the house so that we can stream after. I think Sheeb's gonna stay there. Like we're gonna make stuff happen.
That's good. That's good.
The mandates, is that still a thing people are worried about in Cali?
And California's always the last to come off of anything like that. So they're gonna ride that train to the end. I mean, the traveling mandates came off, but California, they like to be the first in, last out kind of. So
Yeah.
they're gonna rock.
Yeah.
They're gonna rock until the wheels fall off it.
No, I was
So
more talking about like fans. I didn't really know that people were still worried about that. I see everyone going out, like taking part in things worldwide now. So I guess it's still a thing. Yeah.
Well, different cities are enacting different things, like Philadelphia just did, and things like that. So Omega, yesterday, X-wing said Omega's got to be dead. So
He just wants Omega to be dead. That's all. He wants her to be dead.
Nuclear take.
He wants all of that stuff to be false. He's like, Omega.
I don't harbor any hatred for Omega at all. I really don't. I don't. I don't think she's
so he
a
says-
lot of people are like, she's annoying. Nick from Echo Base can't stand her. That's not me. I just don't
Okay,
see where she fits into the equation.
Ahsoka was really
Well, but
annoying in
there's-
the beginning, and Anakin was really annoying in the beginning, and
There's a lot of people missing during the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Ahsoka being one. Yes. Like where was Ahsoka? Where was you could put other people in other than Thrawn and Ezra, because we know they were kind of jettisoned out. But where was Fennec Shand?
There's a lot
Where
of people.
was
Hera.
Yeah.
But
Where's
then
Hera
again, we live on a
Syndulla?
planet with like 8 billion people, right? Do you know where everyone in your family is right now?
Right.
We're not talking about a universe. We're talking about a planet, right? So like,
Right.
That's
I think
right.
thematically,
That's
I
right.
guess people are tired of like trying to figure out where everyone's at. But it's like, it's a possibility. They're somewhere off in the universe doing their own thing. They're hiding under a rock. I don't know. They made babies.
Well, I mean, everybody's hiding, right? I mean, everybody's hiding.
Yeah.
Anybody who's anybody's like, except for Bale. Bale's the only one on the front line, playing both sides of the deck at the same time. But everybody else is hiding, man. Everybody's hiding. Kenobi's hiding. Yoda's for sure hiding. You know, Ahsoka's not coming out of her not coming off of Malachor until Vader's dead. Because he's a dog with a bone. He wants Kenobi, and she knows that all roads lead to Kenobi for him. So everybody's hiding.
Yeah.
Everybody got their iPhone
Sabine?
off.
No one's got their location on. They're like, oh, no, you cannot share
Well,
my
I mean,
location. Not even while I'm using that.
The Ghost Crew is a little different because they're on the front line too. I mean, they're fighting the fight, so everybody knows who they are, and they're out and they're in the front. But it's Ahsoka, Ben, Kenobi, Yoda, all of these, Ahsoka, all of these people are hiding because they know if Vader gets a hold of them, that's a road to Luke, right? Like all of them, pretty much everybody's in the know except for Ahsoka.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like in terms of some of these people being full-fielded, right? If they're really following a way, they're not really people to be on Front Street about everything, right? Like you're not just walking around whipping out your lightsaber, talking about, hey, I can move shit with my hands. It's like the universe is just falling under time.
So
trying to hide. Like
you mentioned, you mentioned Mando 3. What was going on Mandalore during the original trilogy era? I don't know that much of Mandalore.
The Empire owned it. The Empire was mining Beskar.
Yeah.
That's why everybody talks about in Mando when they talk about Beskar when we first see the bricks. Oh, these were forged in the Imperial Forge. That's because they knew the value of Beskar. They knew Mandalorians needed
So
it.
you go all the Mandalorian, like Bo-Katan, Sabine Wren, perhaps Omega, right? Anybody with connections to Mandalorians, where were they during the original trilogy era? Except for Boba Fett, who got yeeted into a Sarlacc. But other than that, where's everybody else?
What, do they just not have a dog in the fight? Because maybe they don't like either side?
Yeah, Mandalorians
You know what I mean?
were fractionated for sure.
Yeah.
All over. It's just like the old wars, the old Jedi wars. They were split up on different planets. They were,
Well, and they were at war with each other long before the Empire came in. So this is the big thing with Mandalore, and I think this is why the Mandalorian is such a unique series, is because there was no Mandalorian lore before Clone Wars, before Rebels, right? And then we got a taste, and more in Rebels than anything, we got this new take on them, and then you bring in the Mandalorian stuff, and you start to see the differences in the creeds, and they start to break up and show the division between the different, the Maul sect, the Bo-Katan people, the old school Mandalore, right? There's all of these different camps in Mandalore, and all of them were at war with each other for the rule of Mandalore. And the Empire is great at something. They're great at, you're fighting each other. Let's pick a side, team up with that side. We'll kill everybody else, and then we'll kill the side that we agreed with and just take everything, right? And that's what they did, basically. So all of the Mandalorians, there's no Mandalorians on Mandalore anymore. They're spread out throughout the galaxy in hiding, in coverts, just like, the only reason we saw Bo was because she was on that planet probably conspiring against the Empire, but they were in the shadows.
Which could explain where Omega is. If she embraces her Mandalorian heritage, we know that she has every bit of a claim to it as Boba Fett does.
Oh, that's true.
She could be part of that.
Even better if Bo comes to rescue Omega from whoever takes her, right? From whoever has her. That would be a great storyline to hide her, being as she is the genetic duplication of Jango, right? It would be great to see them hiding her and her come out as an adult, right? Like the last Zion, so to speak.
But I will say, the only issue I have is that Omega never showed up in Rebels. The fact that she's got this relationship with Hera, and the fact, she's been on that kind of side of things where, I would call her a rebel, like she was kind of part of the early.
Fennec didn't either, did she?
It's like,
well, Fennec.
but her
knows about her though. She tried to kill her.
And Omega and Hera were like had that moment in Bad Batch, so like we assume like from there it's like best
I don't-
buddies. Like you got your number, I'm gonna call you up anytime. So like
I don't want to say this too loud, but
I
maybe
don't know if-
maybe she's in carbonite. Maybe
Yeah,
she's
maybe X-wing is right.
you know maybe
dead.
she's in suspended animation because they were trying to clone her more. Like she
Maybe.
could be in a tank. She could be in carbonite. Like they could have done all kinds of stuff.
Will Morgan has been on the Sleeping Beauty train forever.
What
Like
if she's in the world
forever.
between worlds?
Nah, see, I'm out on the world between worlds.
They're gonna bring that
Check
back.
it out.
You know that's not over. They're gonna bring it back. That's not.
Is she-
done.
And X-wing knows this. I have a different take. I think Ezra is the only one that can get in there. I think
really?
I think he's the key. I think the key to the world between worlds is unique to him. Even before he entered the world between worlds in the Lothal Temple, when he was face to face with Yoda, they were in the world between worlds already without having to go through that doorway because the temple
Well,
was open.
Oh, that's true.
I
Yeah, you
think
know what?
that I think you're very close to where I am on that obsession, because in that episode we see that Sheev is aware, like, wait a minute, you're in there. How do I get in there? Like,
Well, and he needs.
and
You see the smoke flames grab Ezra, and then his hand starts to come through. Right. Ezra is
but
the.
I don't. But I think what we see, right, and I think the one theory that I've latched onto and I'm holding on to is any kind of force communication, any kind of force, like the whole dyad thing as well, but the force communication between, say, Leia and Luke, or Yoda, or Obi-Wan, all of that happens, but in the world between worlds. That's what connects
The
one
conduit.
force user to another force user. It's a conduit. That's exactly right, X-Wing. So Sheev figured that out, and he's like, wait a second, you're in there. Like, I know it goes through there, but how do you get in there?
Oh,
And
he
so
knows
he's
about it.
reaching through because
That's
it's
cool.
because he knows that it's a conduit, but he doesn't know how to get in,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and
You can see that
No,
kind of explained on screen. You know.
Well, and nobody, I mean, it kind of is because you see that nobody really understands the temple like
Mhm.
Ezra, right? The temple talks to him. His experience in that temple on Lothal is very unique, right? Even Kanan says it. He's like, you led us here. I knew this was here, but you led us here through the Force, right? So there's a special connection Ezra has to this temple. And I think it's specifically because of the world between worlds, right? They opened it and they went in and they, did everything they had to do in there before the Empire showed up. And that's when Ahsoka saw Yoda for that brief moment. That's where Ezra talked to Yoda in the world between worlds. And Kanan came to grips with the fact that he's going to lose, that he can't control Ezra's destiny with his vision in the temple. But as soon as the Empire took it, the temple closed, right? And the only person that could open that temple after that and get into the world between worlds is Ezra. And that's why when the flames come through Palpatine's, I believe there's a door on Coruscant. So as he's reaching for Ezra with his spell, the second he grabs onto Ezra, he doesn't grab onto Ahsoka. The second he grabs onto Ezra and he says it, Ezra, show me the way, right? Because Ezra, the temple only reacts to him and the doorway only opens for him. Because Ahsoka didn't open the doorway and come out. He opened it and pulled her out, right?
Right.
The doorway.
I love where your head is on it.
For Kanan,
I love it.
Open that doorway to save Kanan.
I mean, honestly, this is the best breakdown of it I've ever had.
I
Look,
gotta,
I'm
I
having a
gotta
great
jet,
time.
guys.
Yeah.
Me
gotta
too.
go. Oh,
Me
okay.
too. Real quick, X-Wing, on your way out. I've got to go as well. Let's just all close out. X-Wing, first of all, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Folks can find you, of course, on your X-Wing YouTube channel, but you have other things going on as well. Tell us a little bit more. Let folks who may be coming by know what you got going on.
Yeah, so main channel's X-Wing, just like it's spelled. I know a lot of people can't find me because they put a space between the X and the wing, and then you get 10,000 Star Wars videos about X-Wings. So, yeah, just X-Wing like that. And then I've got a gaming channel, too, Stash Rendar. I do gaming on Stash Rendar. We pop in and have some fun over there. So, that's
Very
pretty
good.
much it.
Thank you so much, my friend. We need to do this more often. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Catch you later. Kindle, Normies the Nerds. Thank you for being here. Love what you're doing. I absolutely love what you're doing. Tell folks a little bit more about Normies the Nerd, what you're up to.
Yeah, so Normies Nerds, I've dedicated honestly to go down the Marvel route. So we're a Marvel channel for our videos. So if you have a little bit of Marvel love, you want to dabble into the Marvel side of things, come over here to Normies Nerds. But Santa, more importantly, thank you for just letting us have this conversation. I can't miss out. Like every time you have a conversation like this, it's always a good time to pop on the
It's
channel
great.
and just listen to. So more importantly, man, I just appreciate you all. We stream once a week over there at Normies Nerds, Thursday nights at 9:30. Swing over there and catch us.
Awesome.
Multiverse of Madness is going to be lit. So
Stop hiding that Emmy, man.
Very good. Yeah, really. I can't believe I just learned about it today.
It's okay to show us, man. We're
Hey.
proud of that shit, man.
We're
Yeah,
sitting
put
amongst excellence.
spotlight
here.
on that.
Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Deuces, y'all. Appreciate it.
Kindle, take care. Thank you so much. Obsession. Star
Hi.
Wars Obsession. Thanks for dropping in. I know that I told you to get on out of here yesterday because we were talking a lot about the
Oh, I
spoilers.
did, and I ran.
Yeah, I know. And it wasn't anything mean, right? We're friends, and because we're friends, I told you to get out because I know that you don't want to know.
It's funny because I see the posts, and I'm like, oh, okay. I put it on mute, and then I come in and I type stuff, and then I say, okay, you're talking about stuff. Bye, and then I leave. So and then I'll leave it up if I'm not needing to sit at the computer. I'll leave it up on mute, and that way it just clocks the hours for you. But yeah, I get out anytime anybody's got that on there. I hear a Kenobi and I run, and then I come back later and I peek. Is it okay? Is it okay to come back? Right. So no, I appreciate you. And like I said, everybody knows. This is like I said, it's trying to dodge a man giving free money away on the street. It's just so difficult to stay away from this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is. Well, I appreciate being able to come on Saturday, which is unusual for me. Being able to come on and visit with you and Meg and tell more folks who may not know what you're up to over on your channel.
Oh well, we just like lore. We do a lot of stuff. We hunt for collectibles. We make videos on lore. We live stream with our clown friends, and we play games. We game on the channel, and then sometimes we talk tech because I'm a tech guy, and I got a lot of little toys and stuff that I send out to peeps. So it just depends on the day, but we're just trying to have fun. This is just a space to be positive, to talk about Star Wars in a positive way and not hate on anything, and to just enjoy it for what it is, because I think there's a lot of loss in the community because there's so much infighting. So this is a space for a more peaceful conversation, and yeah, we're just having a good time.
I love it. And I love that we are kindred spirits. Thank you for what you do.
I love
really
it.
do.
You outshill me, so continue to outshill me, Santa. I appreciate it. And you guys, thank you for letting me come and play, and have a great day.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Quentin Time Podcasts are, as I've shared over and over again, your voice is beautiful. I love what you're doing. Tell folks about Quentin Time Podcasts, what you're up to over there.
Well, first of all, thank you, and thank you for being on. That was a great interview. We had a great time. It was awesome learning about your past, and how things connect to your present. It's basically what it is. I like to have people on to ask them particular questions that kind of dive into history, and people can talk about whatever they want to and what they feel comfortable about. And it's really just chill conversations and basically at the base, getting to know the people of the world instead of running with the assumptions that we've had. Just living in the world. So there's that. I also have a music channel, but I don't do much with it right now. So.
I love that your the Quentin Time Podcast just kind of take where the conversation leads.
Yeah.
You start off getting to know somebody and you take where the conversation leads. It's a great way to get to know somebody, and you've had some great guests on there. Yeah. And so you guys go check out Quentin Time Podcasts if you haven't already.
Jedi screaming at me. So I also do something with a couple of Star Trek friends of mine. It's called a Few Trekkies. We have a YouTube channel for that as well that we're trying to get going, and that's a lot of fun. It's right now we're every other Monday. So 4 of us, me, Dan on Tap, Sam, Moss, and Shanks, who a senator from the
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So we just chop it up about Star Trek. I know you guys don't dig the Star Trek as much as the Star Wars, but it's a good time.
Hey, I'm a Trek fan. Fitz is a Trek fan as well. So thank you for that, and and appreciate you dropping in and visiting with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Let me join the conversation.
Sure.
This was fun. I'll see you soon.
Take care.
All right, take care.
All right, and Fitz, Fitz, you have your own Star Wars channel, so Star Wars Fitz.
Yep.
And you've been playing some Lego Star Wars and other things. Tell us a little bit about Star Wars Fitz and what you're doing on your YouTube channel.
Well, at the moment, as I try and do some live gameplay with the new Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, which is quite addictive at the moment, and I play that on live on Twitch as well during the evening times as well, and also on the channel I try to do the reviews of all the episodes of like the Book of Boba Fett, do book reviews, and hoping as well, hoping to start soon on different characters of Star Wars as well. So I've started really a channel a few months ago, so I'm finding what's right and what's not right, and try and see how it goes from there really. So.
Wonderful. And as I mentioned, we've become good friends. I really appreciate some of the one-on-one discussions that we've had. Appreciate you being there for me. And may I suggest a character for you to dive into, and who will be timely, the Grand Inquisitor. Dive into the Grand Inquisitor. Share some background and knowledge about him. All right.
I've done one on the history
much.
of the Inquisitorius, so hopefully that'll be good. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, Fitz. And hey, we'll be in touch. Take care.
Yep, no problem. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. All right, my friends. Hey, with that, let's do the Mike Porter dad joke here from Mike's Twitter account. His dad joke of the day. What rages and never has regrets because it can't look back? Oh, a storm front. Oh, Mike Porter, thank you so much for all of your support in the community. Thanks for all that you do for all of us. Absolutely salt of the earth guy. So happy that you were able to stop in and say hi to everybody. And we've had a lot of fun today. Been great visiting with you all. It's been so nice. So I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. And until next time, my friends, may the force be with you, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye. Hot dang!
Talking through the news from a galaxy far away. Toys and book reviews, positivity all the way. Come and join the fun, subscribe and like away. Movie news and show reviews, it's like Christmas every day. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa show. Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat tonight on the Star Wars Santa show.